Good evening and welcome to the Talladega Motor Speedway in Talladega, Alabama for the Willow Creek Market Garden 175. Race 14 of the 2022 Holio Cornhole Board Series inaugural season as we go to the high banks, high speed, high intensity Talladega Motor Speedway. Again, my name is Nathan Christensen, and I'm happy to have you along board. As you can see, cars on track for qualifying. A 5-minute qualifying session is what they get, and we can see Dave Lurfano out there right now. So let's see how quick these guys can go around this place in single file or single car qualifying. Obviously, it would be a little quicker when we get to on track multi-car racing with the draft, but nonetheless, we'll get some single car qualifying out of the way as Dave Lurfano clocks in at a 54.29. 54.29 for Dave Lurfano in his Toyota Accessories number 8 Toyota Supra. Travis Juggles Rodriguez looking to complete his second lap across the line with a time of 54.34 for Travis, so not the best lap, but he's put it in the show, that's for sure. One of the regulars and tough guy to beat out there on the track. The 04 going through the tri-oval now is like I said, the 04 of Sean Purcell out there on the speedway. He'll time in with a 55.20. So no one else currently on the track. As I say that, Dave Hara will roll out onto the track to put a lap in here for qualifying. I'm not sure he's going to get one on the clock because there's only about a minute and 20 seconds left. So I'm not sure if Dave's going to be able to get one in, but we'll see. As lots of guys haven't qualified, haven't put a time on the board so far today, so we'll have to keep an eye on those guys who will obviously have to start at the back in this one, but lots of cars in the field tonight. Looks like we have about 14 cars who are going to take the green flag with us here from Talladega, and Dave is on a warm-up lap still, so he's going to get back around and he's going to have about 10 seconds to do a 50-second lap. So not looking like he's going to be able to get a time lap in, but maybe that's part of the strategy to start in the back and just try to keep his nose clean for the 65 laps that it's going to be around Talladega today. So like we mentioned, we have a sponsor, the first real sponsor of the season, the Willow Creek Market Garden 175 from Talladega, 65 laps around the 2.66 mile super speedway, where we see high speeds, high banks, and high intensity. So with that said, qualifying comes to an end, and what we're going to do is, before we get too far into this, we're going to flip over and take a quick commercial break. So we'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Back to more racing action right after this. With over 25 years experience, Lucky Dog Detailing offers the best of the best in vehicle reconditioning, fully licensed and insured. Their number one goal is customer satisfaction and developing a friendship with each job. Call them at 704-401-6075 or visit them on the web at luckydogdetailing.com. Lucky Dog Detailing, the best of the best in vehicle This race brought to you in part by Blue Gray Plastic Fabrication, repair, design, and fabrication of plastic holding tanks and plastic form products. With over 50 years of combined experience working in plastic fabrication, Blue Gray has achieved a reputation of one of the foremost custom fabrication leaders in the industry. Find them on the web at bluegrayplasticfab.com or call 704-226-7024 and get a quote for your next project. That's Blue Gray Plastic Fabrication. Now back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.
Welcome back to the Talladega Superspeedway. My name is Nathan Christensen. You're watching the All-American Racing Network's presentation of the Holio Cornhole Board Series, race number 14, the Willow Creek Market Garden 175. And the field is just forming up to start the pace lap here from Talladega. So if we can, as we see them on the front straightaway, getting ready to go, we'll bring up the starting lineup and go through that for you. So on the pole, driving the number 8 Toyota's Accessories Toyota, Dave Lerfano in the number 8 on the pole. Outside him will be the Ford from the TBJ Racing Stable. That'll be Tyrone Yo. Going off in third tonight will be the number 7 Assault Motorsports Toyota of Travis Juggles Rodriguez. Outside row number 2, starting in the 4th spot, will be the 02 Ford of Jeremy Eggman. Starting inside row number 3, from the 5th starting spot, Christian Delgado in the number 13. Outside him is the number 04, Sean Purcell. Will be in that car tonight. Starting inside row number 5, starting inside row 4 will be the 16 of Kyle Purcell. Outside him will be the number 39 of Justin Horton. And then we have David Hara, who will start in 9th. Brian Tiffany making his debut here in the Holio Cornhole Board Series in the number 35. Then we have Adam Angerstein, who starts in 11th, driving the number 45. And then Larry Garnes rounds out our 12-car field in the Hillbilly Motorsports number 20 Chevrolet. So that's a look at our starting grid, again, from Talladega Motor Speedway, as we get set to come to the green flag for race number 14 on the season, in the inaugural season. And we have a valiant battle up front. 3 cars deadlocked, not tied, but in a tight battle up front. And we'll keep an eye on that all race long as the pace car makes the left-hand turn off the straightaway into the safety of the infield. But we have a long way to go before these guys get around to the green flag, as this track has a start-finish line on the opposite side of the tri-oval. And the green flag is out, and away we go. As the field heads on down to turn 1, still side by side, a few rows deep, as they rocket in through turns 1 and 2, down out of turn 2, down the back straightaway they will come. Into 3 and 4, still 2 cars wide on the front row, as Tyrone Yo got a good jump on that start, but I think he's going to have to bring it down pit road to serve a black flag penalty, because there's no way he got away with getting a jump on that one. But as we see Tyrone pull into the pits, as these guys battle side by side, 2, 3, 4 rows deep, as they look to push their way to the front to get the best position for later in the race. But I think keeping in mind that we're going to have to be a little bit conservative to start the race, and then maybe ratchet up the tension towards the end. But for now, I think these guys might be happy to run to too wide and not really force the issue. As I say that, the 0-4 has given quite a good little push to the 0-2 going down the back straightaway to get into the lead and into the bottom row. They sweep down in front of the 8 of Lurfano. So now it's the 0-2 of Eggman as Lurfano makes the right-hand turn up the banking in front of the 29 of Justin Horton as they still go side by side. Just Lurfano on the top and Eggman on the bottom this time. As they make their way off of turn 2 onto the long back straightaway. Eggman still shows the way out in front of Dave Lurfano, but Lurfano gets a good push off the top of 2 by Horton and sticks his nose back out in front as the battle continues down in through turns 3 and 4. As we come back around at the completion of lap number 3, we'll see who leads at the line. It looks like Eggman has the point right now, but a good push from Horton. And I'm not even sure who had that lap, to be honest, but it looks like it might have been the 8 of Lurfano, who gets a good shove from Horton on the entrance of turn number 3, as these guys are 3 wide, a little further back in the pack, not because they want to, but it looks like the 16 is just pulling out a line to maybe get a spot in a more comfortable position at the back of the pack, running behind these guys, as we have some good pushing going on down the back straightaway as the 29 and the 8 hook up on the outside, and the 0-4 and the 0-2 are on the inside. Again, back out of turn number 4 and down the front street into the tri-oval. They're going to catch Tyrone Yo pretty quickly as he is back on track after serving his penalty as they head back down into turn number 1. Lurfano edges himself out in front of the 0-2 as they continue 2 by 2 by 2 for about 3.5 rows deep, as at the back now some guys just kind of holding their own and seeing what they can make of this early on, as Lurfano leads the way over Justin Horton, Jeremy Eggman, Dave Hara now up into 4th, and Sean Purcell in the 04 round out the top 5 cars, which at any time can change positions. As it looks like a good move by Justin Horton was able to get him down to the bottom groove and get him in front of Eggman, as those 3 cars now on the inside hook up and try to run away from the field, but not so much luck as the 2 teammates from Hillbilly Motorsports and the Dave's Not Here Motorsports number 8 hook up now on the top, and Eggman jumps to the top and gets back in front of them as they work through turn number 1 and 2 underneath the 2 car of Tyrone Yo, who holds up against the outside wall. Let these guys get by, and hopefully he can jump in at the back and catch the draft. Oh, we got a wreck. We are wrecking out of turn number 2. The caution flag is out. Caution is out as we had a wreck up in the front of the pack for this one. So we'll have to see if we can find a replay there. Let's see what we can dial up. Looks like Horton and Eggman were in the middle of that one. Let's flash back here and see if we can get a replay. So we'll set this one up as looks like they're heading down the back straightaway, and looks like the 8 car of Lurfano and the 0-2 of Eggman just didn't have their bumpers lined up quite right, and it hooked the 0-2 car off the front bumper and into the 29, who was just wrong place, wrong time on that one, as those cars crash into the inside retaining wall. Hopefully both were able to drive away. It looks like they were both able to keep moving and get back around to the pits. Hopefully maybe have to use their fast repair after that one, but still rolling and still not needing a tow by the looks of it, so that's a good sign. But that will leave David Lurfano now after his contact with the 0-2, just not lined up going down the back straightaway, and the shove kind of got the 0-2 sideways, and next thing you know, he was across into the into the 29, who was, like I said, just wrong place, wrong time for Justin there on the inside row. But like I said, they were able to keep it going, and both were able to get back going and get to the pits to make the necessary repairs. As we take a look here, as we got some cars on pit road, so it looks like everyone but Lerfano, Hera, and Rodriguez come down pit road just to maybe top up the fuel. Obviously, tires aren't a big concern here this week at Talladega like they are at the other tracks we go to. So guys just looking to top up the fuel tank, make sure if they have any bumps and bruises, the crew takes a look at that and tries to fix them as best as they can without using a fast repair. And these guys are down and away back onto the speedway as we'll get set for a restart here on about lap 10. I would think, as obviously some more damage on these two cars still sitting on pit road, as a little bit longer on pit road trying to get it back up and the dents hammered out. But back up front, we'll reset the field for you as we'll come back to the green flag here shortly. We have Dave Lerfano leading the way in his number 8 Toyota. Behind him is Dave Hera. And then Travis will start in the third position. Sean Purcell was the first car off of pit road in his 04 Pepsi Cherry machine. And Christian Delgado in fifth is there with him. Outside of Christian on the restart should be the number 20 of Larry Garnes. And then we have the newcomer to us here this week, Brian Tiffany, driving the number 35. And then Justin Horton was able to keep it pointed in the right direction and get all the damage fixed without losing any laps, as he will look to restart in 8th. And then the victim of the bad push, Jeremy Eggman, will start back a little further. So I think we should come around this time to the white flag, and then we will get the cars doubled up, and we'll do one more pace lap around this big track, and we should be coming back to green at the completion of lap number 9, and look to continue this event. So as the field comes back across the line, pace truck lights go out, the field starts to double up, and we are a lap away from going back to green here from Talladega in the Willow Creek Market Garden 175. We jump on board cockpit cam of Travis. Juggles in the number 7 as he's going to restart on the inside of the third row, and outside him will be the 04. That'll be Sean Purcell starting outside him. So like I said, these guys get down the back straightaway under pace speed, and we'll look to come back up to full speed when they come back around. Obviously, the restart zone is a little further around than Tyrone Yo's start zone last time from the outside, so we'll look for Dave Lerfano and Dave Hera on the front row to make sure they wait and take the restart together in the Geico restart zone, which is about just in the middle of the triover, where you think the start-finish line would be at a track like this, similar to Daytona, right in the middle of that trioval. But here at Talladega. It's a little further around, so they got a little more further to pace it out. But the pace truck will pull off to the safety of the infield for the second time tonight as we look to restart here as we complete lap number 9 and a little bit further around. Like I said, the restart zone is right where you think the start-finish line should be approximately. As they roll into it now, we should see the boys and girls get into the gas, and away we go on the restart here from Talladega. We work back around, complete the first lap after the restart. Lap number 10 will go up on the board. Working number 11 here, Sean Purcell. Used that outside and got a good push from Christian Delgado and Justin Horton, who's right back up there to get around the outside as Dave Lorfano teamed up with Juggles and Dave Hara on the bottom to try and use the bottom to their advantage, but didn't work as they hoped, as the top line has the momentum down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 and 4. Still 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Almost 4.5 rows deep. Adam Angerstein jumps to the bottom there. You can see from this camera angle as they head back down the front straightaway. It looks like Dave Lafano may edge out in front through the tri-oval. But the big push on the outside from Christian Delgado pushes Sean Purcell back to the lead at that point as they cross the start-finish line. Not much room between these top 10 cars are all bunched together right there. As you can see on the screen, not much time difference, but now the push from the 13 going into turn number 3 is enough to get the 04 and the 13 enough room to cut down in front of the bottom line. So now that's going to put the 04 of Sean Purcell and the 13 of Christian Delgado in command of this race from the bottom row now instead of the top. And on the outside now, pushing to the front, is the two cars that took each other out accidentally earlier. The 02 of Eggman is pushing the 29 of Horton down into turn number 1, and they're trying to make up some ground to get to the outside of those two front cars, the Purcell 04 and Delgado in the number 13. Oh, looks like Kyle Purcell gets up into the outside fence. Not really sure what happened there, if he got a bad push, but he's made some pretty significant contact and he's dropped off the pace, and he's going to lose the draft by the looks of it. Let's take a look back here and see if there is any contact that put him up there. So 2, 3, and 4, or 1 and 2, sorry. Looks like the 16 gets just too high and gets outside of the draft and gets some dirty air and gets up into the wall. So not ideal for the 16. Like I said, he's definitely going to lose the draft. He's about 2 seconds behind the pack now, so that's not good, but hopefully they'll get another caution that'll help him get back up there, or someone will drop back and maybe give him a hand to try to get him back to the group. But back up front, still 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 up front. It's the 04 on the inside and Justin Horton in the 29 on the outside. They work their way down into turns 3 and 4 on lap number 14, trying not to push too hard, but trying still to push hard enough to keep their lane moving. Back through the tri-oval and across the start-finish line. down into turn number 1. Horton's got the advantage on the outside, but we're not counting out the 04 yet. They go down in turn number 1, out of turn number 2. Down the long back straightaway. Looks like Sean Purcell has a bit of an advantage on the bottom, but Justin Horton still shows the way as they head down into turn number 3 this time. Get a good look as they come through the tri-oval side by side battling. Nice tight pushing and shoving without giving too much away, as it looks like Horton was able to lead that lap that time by.
Back to more racing action right after this. This race sponsored in part by Graham Collision, professional automotive collision repair specialist. Visit either of their Iowa locations in Waukee and Urbandale for your collision repair and vehicle body work. Like them on Facebook or visit grahamcollision.com. Graham Collision, unparalleled support, unbeatable assistance. For the best selection of quarter midget parts online, look no further than FMI Racing. FMI Racing, helping racing enthusiasts everywhere achieve new levels of performance and quality in their vehicles with parts and gear. Give them a call at 770-720-1003 or visit fmiracing.com. 2092 Harmony Drive, Canton, Georgia. FMI Racing. Now back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.
Welcome back to Talladega Motor Speedway after that commercial break. As you saw while we were away, the 29 of Horton and the 02 were able to jump down into the bottom row and stymie the run of the 04 and the 13 of Purcell and Delgado, but now they've split back up and we're in the same positions as they were when the unfortunate incident earlier got them together, but looks like we're still taking it easy, not pushing too hard here on lap number 20, and Kyle Sean Purcell in the 04 gets a big run off the corner and gets back out front of Eggman on the outside roof and looks to go around the 29 to lead this lap. And it looks like he was successful leading the lap, so now it's Sean Purcell leading the way, being pushed by Eggman, Angerstein, Tyrone Yo, who's still one lap down at this point. Up into the wall. We got a wreck. We're wrecking. Yellow is out. So it looks like just some bad pushing in the middle of the corner was the culprit with that one. Let's go and see if we can find out what happened and take a look here at the replay. So let's see if we can get a better angle. Oops, wrong button. Okay, let's take a look here. Keep your eye on the 02 and the 04. They go in the middle of the corner and looks like, I don't know, might have been some neck coat on that one because they weren't even close to touching, and then the 04 just took a hard right-hand turn. So up he goes into the wall, back down into Angerstein, who gets into Lurfano. Everyone else is kind of able to avoid it. Cars sliding all over. No one hits the inside wall, so that's good. Still just not exactly sure what happened out there. I want to chalk that one up to neck coat just based on the fact that the 02 wasn't anywhere really near the back bumper, close enough to make any contact. Look, just right here, gets neck coat and off they went. So tough break for the 04 of Purcell, as well as Lurfano in the 8. Two of our championship 4 runners are involved in that one, and we'll have to go to the pits and see if they can work on the cars and get their damage fixed up and come back out here and join the field. But turn of events there as we have our second caution of the events. So like I said earlier, I think we're going to have a couple cautions. Just everyone's going to be a little bit aggressive, trying to push and have the fastest car to be in the right position as the field heads down pit road, and we're going to see some pit stops here. Some of them will be their second of the event. Others will be their first. The guys like Hera, Lurfano, and Druggles. Travis Rodriguez hadn't come into the pits yet, so first pit stops for them. Second pit stops pretty much for everyone else. Good break for both Tyrone and Kyle Purcell. Maybe Tyrone should get his lap back, but doesn't look like he's been waved around quite yet. So maybe he got dinged with being an involved car in that accident, which nullifies the wave around. But so he's still showing as 1 lap down. But Kyle Purcell was able to not lose a lap in that run after his untimely contact with the wall. So he's able to make it onto pit road and get the repairs done he needs. Looks like he's got some right front fender damage. Dave Lurfano still has some damage as he pulls away, and then Tyrone Yo is looking to get his damage fixed. So based on the amount of damage Tyrone has, makes me think he did catch a piece of that last accident, unfortunately, just losing the out on the free pass. But he's going to get his car fixed up and back out here onto the field, and we'll be able to keep going and rejoin us, and hopefully for him there's another caution and he'll be able to get a lap back at some point. But up front now, leading the way out of Eugene, Oregon, is Justin Horton. In his number 29 car. You can check out Justin on www.twitch.tv/suckmycrocs is Justin's YouTube channel, and then behind him in number 2 spot is the 02. Jeremy Eggman's driving that number 02 Ford, and then starting third on this one should be the number 45 of Adam Angerstein. He's from Akron, Ohio. And then Christian Delgado from Abilene, Kansas, and he's got his Twitch channel there too if you want to watch another angle of the event. Twitch.tv/ChristianBoss13. Fifth on the track is Dave Hera in his number 15 blue-gray plastic Chevrolet, and then behind him is the number 7 Camaro out of San Antonio, Texas, of Travis Rodriguez. Larry Garnes is in 7th right now from Charleston, West Virginia, in his number 20 Chevrolet Camaro. And then Brian Tiffany driving a Ford. He's out of Homan, North Carolina. Dave Lurfano from Poland, Maine will start this restart in 9th, and outside of him should be the 04 of Sean Purcell from Rockford, Illinois, in his Cherry Pepsi Cherry Ford. And then you'll see Kyle Purcell will be joining the field starting in the 11th spot, and Tyrone Yo back out on track now. We'll start from the 12th spot here as we get set to go. The field is doubling up and going down the back straightest, so that means in just a matter of time we'll have the restart and the cars will be back up to full speed. So as we take a look here at the lap count, working on lap 24 of the 65 lap distance, so moving along in a steady pace. Obviously a couple cautions so far have slowed us down. First one involving the 02 of Eggman and the 29 of Horton getting together after a not so good push from the 8 of Lurfano on the back straightaway. And then this second most recent caution sees a bit of a netcode issue between the 02 of Eggman and the 04 of Purcell, getting Purcell up into the outside wall, bouncing down across and getting into the 45, who then got into the 8, and some other cars behind them were involved also. But everyone that started the race is still on track. Just Tyrone Yo is one lap down at this point, so again, he's hoping he can get himself another yellow and not be part of the wreck next time and try to get that lap back. But the pace car will pull off to the infield again, to the safety of the infield, as these guys look to make the restart here. Like I said last time, the restart zone is in the middle of the triover where you expect the start-finish line to be and as they enter that zone, they'll begin to throttle up and come to Barney's green flag, as the green flag is out, and we are back racing on lap number 25 from Talladega. Not a good start from that outside row. Let the 29 run away a bit on the inside, but we know how quickly that's going to be eaten up, and it might not be a good thing at all, because everyone behind him is going to have a whole bunch of momentum and should be able to sneak right by him as they head down the back straightaway. Eggman makes the move to the inside, leaving Christian Delgado on the outside, being pushed by Travis Juggles Rodriguez on the outside now. 4 cars on the outside, 5 cars, 6 cars deep lined up on the inside. Eggman gets a good run with the good push through the bottom of 3 and 4, as it's Eggman, Horton, Angerstein, Hera, and Garnes, Lafano on the inside, and right now it's Delgado, Juggles, Tiffany, Purcell, and then Yo. But as I say that, the 15 Hera makes the jump to the outside row to see if he can join on the top row and get around these three bottom line cars as they head back into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, still lots of time left in this race. These guys are still running side by side as the 02 jumps down to the infield, it looks like, and let's see if he can hold it on to it. He may lose the draft just because of that. I'm not sure what put him down there. Let's see if we can rewind this and follow along and see what happened to Eggman to get him way off track here. The easiest way to do it is to do this. So as they come out of the turn, it looks like he just drifts below the line and is unable to get back up in front of Horton there. So nothing really. I don't think there was any contact. He's kind of drifted back now, running in a little 4-car pack, a little bit off the main draft. As Lurfano's back there, I think he still has some damage from his earlier crash. If we jump on board this angle here, yeah, Lurfano still got some front end damage there on the right front, so obviously not ideal for the downforce. Still able to keep up for the most part, but not running up with the lead pack, and maybe that's part of the strategy too, though, as we take a look back up front. And it looks like Dave Hara, with a push from Justin Horton, is able to jump out to the lead in front of Christian Delgado, and now they make the move to the bottom line to cut off the momentum of the 13, and now they go different ways, and now we have Hara on the bottom, Horton being pushed by Rodriguez around the outside, and Delgado now will get back up to the bumper of the 15 cars. These guys are nice tight pack racing out of turn number 4, down the back straightaway, holding formation 2x2x2x2 as they race off into turn number 3. The top 4 still nose to tail, bumper to bumper, door to door through number 3. Out of turn number 3, we're going to jump on board and ride with the 29 on the top side, inside from the cockpit view of Justin Horton. This can give you a really good view of what the banking is like in these corners. He's able to get back out in front with a push from the back. So a bit of jumbled up drafting there caused a bunch of shakeups here in the top 5, I say top 10, but that's pretty much everyone on track. But a couple of guys have fallen way back off the pace. Obviously, Lurfano with his front end damage is slower than he wants to be, but Juggles has dropped behind him now, so I don't know if he got out of shape and just lost momentum. But now you see the 16 of Kyle Purcell pushing hard on the back of the 15 of David Hara, and he gets him in front of the 02. David Hara pulls down and leaves the 16 of Kyle Purcell kind of high and dry out there with no one to help him. But now Delgado will close up on the back bumper of the 16, give him a push, not too hard that he gets him out of shape, but down the back straightaway they go. A 2-car draft on the outside and 6 on the inside. That's where the momentum is right now, and Dave Hara continues to lead the way here on lap number 30 of 65, closely approaching the halfway mark of this event from Talladega. Big move back to the outside by the 02 and the 29, and there's another move to the outside of them by Kyle, but Christian jumps out of pushing him and jumps behind Horton, so leaves Christian. Christian leaves Kyle high and dry on the outside in a 3-wide battle as Eggman jumps to the bottom now in front of Hara, with Horton and Delgado in the middle groove. Kyle still holding the top line but falling back and tries to drop back in line without losing too much ground. So back up front, Jeremy Eggman leans over the 29 of Horton with Hara pushing Eggman, Christian pushing Horton down the back straightaway. The bottom line has a few extra cars, so maybe that'll give him a little bit extra momentum, but at this point it's pretty much dead heat through turns 3 and 4 to see who's going to lead at the line this time by. Great runs down the front straightaway for the 29 and the 13, but it didn't work out in favor of the 13 as he gets dumped to the high side as he loses the draft of the 29, and he's going the wrong way now. Maybe he can jump in front of the 16 and the 2 of Tyrone Yo and use that draft on the outside, but now we got it jumbled up as Angerstein and Eggman jump to the outside. Lots of stuff going on. Guys not happy running in one lane. They got to get to the other lane, and just as they get to the other lane, they jump back to the other lane. So lots of action out there on lap number 31 here as they come down to about halfway point in this race. Still got Horton and Eggman leading the way out front, 1 and 2 side by side on the front row. We're getting to the time of the race where it's intensity is going to just get even that much higher as these guys continue to push, shove, battle jump and drive and try not to get into each other, but at the same time use what they can to get the momentum of these cars to go down the straightaway a little better. So on the outside, you can see Purcell and Angerstein trying to work together. Two Assault Motorsports teammates trying to use that top side to get back up there. Not having much luck right now, as the bottom seems to be the place to be, where all the guys are hanging out, making the speed. So back up front, single file now. Eggman, Horton, Hera, Tiffany, Garnes. And that's when it goes to Sean Purcell, Christian Delgado, Tyrone Yo, and now Angerstein and Kyle Purcell jump back in line. So now we got one line of cars running single file, 12 cars. 12 cars deep, so this is things have settled down a little bit. It got a little chaotic, honestly, there through the middle part of that kind of sequence. Guys jumping all over the place, switching lanes inside, outside, outside, inside. But looks like we're gonna have some single file running here for the time being, as we'll keep an eye on it. But lots of exciting action still to come here from the Speedway, and what we're going to do is, as I say that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after the word from our sponsors.
Back to more racing action right after this.
Looking for a safe, effective cleaning system? Look no further. G-Tech Evolutionary Cleaners and Degreasers, certified by the EPA as a safer choice product. G-Tech can be used quickly and safely to remove soils and stains from most surfaces. Give them a call at 770-967-6988 or visit them on the web at buygtech.com. G-Tech, 5346 BBS Way, Brazelton, Georgia. G-Tech, your one stop for professional, eco-friendly cleaning products. For tailgating activities or just plain backyard fun, look no further than Holio. Made to order cornhole bags and boards. No order is too large or too small. You can choose unfinished or finished with stain and polyurethane, and finished with a vinyl design or your company branding. Don't wait for the season to be over. Contact Holio on Facebook. Holio, made to order cornhole bags and boards.
Now back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.
Welcome back to Talladega Superspeedway, home of race number 14, the Willow Creek Market Garden 175. Like I said, race 14 of the Holio Cornhole Board Series inaugural season. We are on lap number 36, working 36 of 65 the distance, and Eggman, Horton, Hera, Tiffany, and Sean Purcell lead the way out front right now over the field. Still most of the field running single file down the back straightaway, but Aggerstein looking to make that outside groove work, trying to make up some spots there. Looks to the outside of the Blue Moon Beer 35 of Tiffany as Hera jumps up in front of Aggerstein, but just as that happens, Aggerstein jumps back to the inside groove and tries to get behind Hera. So now we got Larry Garnes, looks to be a little bit caught up on the outside, but he's got some help from Travis, who fell down a lap. I'm not sure if he went into the pits. I think he just lost the draft so bad that he fell back, and then now he's been put down a lap. So him and Tyrone Yo currently running one lap down, but still a chance to make that lap back up. Lots of distance to go as Angerstein can't decide what he wants to do. Does he want to go to the outside, the inside? But he sticks to the outside as now the 15, the 45, the 20, and the 7 team up for a good run down the back straight end, looking like they're going to have a good steam of momentum into turn number 3 to try to get past this top 2 of Eggman and Horton down into turn number 3 and 4. But right now the bottom has still got the momentum, but the top is coming. pretty close this time by the line, but it looks like it's going to be the 15 leading the lap that time by. And now they're out front of the 0-2 and the 29. We'll see if they use that maneuver to cut back down in front of them. Haven't done it so far, but as I say, that Hillbilly makes the right-hand turn down across the banking and into the first place position in front of the 0-2, but now he drifts back up in front of the 45, kind of playing both lines. Whoever has the most momentum is where he wants to be to get the best push down the back straightaway. Gets a little bump from the 45 into turn 3, nothing too serious that gets him out of shape, but they're still 2x2, four rows deep here, working through turns 3 and 4. Eggman on the bottom, Hera on the top side, Horton and Angerstein inside outside. Then we got Tiffany and Garnes, Purcell and Travis running in one lap down, but still up here with this lead pack, doing what he can to push some of these cars forward and then try to make some friends for potentially later in the race. They drive it into turn 1 and 2. Hera makes the jump back down to the bottom to use the bottom's shorter distance around, but keeps the momentum up that he got from the push on the outside. And now, good run going there for the 0-2, but had to get out of it, or he would have had to go below the yellow line and pass him, and that's not going to be, that's not going to fly, right? The yellow line rule is in effect at Talladega, so no passing below the yellow line. So wasn't able to complete the pass, but now Dave is down on the bottom line holding the 0-2 back, but he looks to move back potentially up to the top in front of Adam, who, because the top row has momentum usually down through the front tri-oval, but he's sticking to the bottom. Now he kind of drifts up half a car, so he's kind of using both, but right now still out front using the bottom line to his advantage. Now Eggman jumps to the top groove to get the push from Adam, but Dave right up there to block him. Now Eggman will move back to the inside, as Dave didn't have quite the momentum that he did, and but now Dave gets a push from Angerstein into the corner, and we're gonna have a 3-wide battle on the front row. Check this out, guys. 3 wide as they go through turns 3 and 4. Hopefully we can keep it without wrecking. Great shot of these guys coming back out through the tri-oval. And look at, don't count out Brian Tiffany there on the inside, new to the league, but he's in the right spot at the right time right now as we go down across the line. Justin Horton will lead this one 3 wide for second, but it looks like Eggman, Hera, Tiffany, and Angerstein will be your top 5 that time by the line. Still 3 wide. Eggman caught in the middle. Neither the outside or the inside lane can make too much ground on Eggman, but they start to now, as with no momentum and no push down the back straightaway. Eggman kind of falls back in the middle, but now Hare out front, going to use that and slip right across in front all the way to the bottom. Leaves Angerstein on the outside with Hillbilly's teammate in the 20 of Garnes, but now he jumps in front of Eggman to use Eggman's forward momentum to try to get him around Hare as they're 2x2. Alpha turn number 4, getting pretty dicey out there as we crouch lap number 43. 42 will be put on the board, working 43 as they are 3 wide again through the tri-oval. This time through the tri-oval, it's going to be Dave Hare leading the way, and looks like Eggman, Horton, Angerstein, and Garnes were your top 5 that time at the line, but things are definitely getting spicy out there, and business is picking up as let's take a look here a little further back. Still some 2 wide racing, as like I said earlier, don't call Kyle Purcell out. He's right back in this one. It's back on the lead lap, back with the lead draft, and just holding on now, trying to make some laps and seeing if he can have some space to make some room later on in this event. Through 3 and 4, the 15 still leads the way over the 29, the 45, the 02, and the 35 right now are your top 5 out of turn 4 again down the front straightaway. We'll jump up to the top of the tower view and see these guys as they fly through the tri-oval and come down across the start-finish line. Here they come. That time by. Pretty close race, but I think Horton was able to get them as they went across the start-finish line back into turn 1. So Horton and Eggman have gotten back hooked up together as they go through 3 and 4. Work in the middle of the racetrack, but the top groove of cars as they head down the back straightaway. Coming right at you into your living room. Into turn number 3. Still pretty good battle up front. Now Horton's able to have enough room to get out in front of Hera and Eggman, but on the bottom, Hera uses the lower line in the shorter distance around to close back up on the top running 29 of Horton, and this time we'll go back through the tri-oval, still 2x2, 4 rows deep. Down the back straightaway, still the same 4 cars up front running 2x2, bumper to bumper, door to door as they work back through 3. Seems like the bottom groove has the momentum through the turns, but the outside, it just gets that nice push and fast run on the outside of both the turn 4 and turn 2, and carries that momentum all the way down through the tri-oval, and seems to be able to hold on to the lead every time across the line. That whoever's on that outside, that seems to be the place you want to be on corner exit of turn 4 and turn 2 to be the leader at I guess what's the point where you want to be the leader, right, as you come across the start finish line. So these guys continue to race. As you can see, like I said, the 15 gets the advantage in the corner on through the corner on the bottom with the shorter distance, but then the momentum that these guys are able to carry, not having to get the car bound up with too much steering input, gives them the momentum down the front straightaway, and just like that, they drive back down to the bottom. That leaves the top now open with 2 cars up top. Is the 7 of Rodriguez and the 20 of Garnes, but they're not able to keep up as they've lost the pull from those 2 cars in front of them. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Hera make a move to the outside, and just as I said, he fakes up but doesn't commit to it right away. So he's got Angerstein there pushing him on his back bumper. So it seems like anywhere Hera goes, Angerstein goes with them, and right now they're sticking to the bottom line as Horton, Eggman, Hera, Angerstein, and Tiffany are in a single file line on the bottom. So your first double wide battle is the 04 and the 7 of Rodriguez and Purcell. The outside, like I said, look at the outside, has a bit of momentum. Even though it's only 2 cars, they get the momentum down the back straightaway, but lose it in the corner, and Adam jumps up in front of them. Not the best time to do it, as that's got things a little jumbled up and got everyone out of sorts there on the entry of corner 3. So I can't imagine Travis is too happy with that move from his teammate, the 45. But no harm, no foul, I guess, as things continue on. As now Adam looks to the outside of a Hare down the front straightaway and through the tri-oval. It's the first group of guys, 2x2 now, is running for the battle for third. Alpha turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Watch to see if the line on the outside, 45-7 and the 20, have a bit of momentum, and they make up some ground going down that back straightaway. 3 cars running out there. You have the Toyota, 2 Toyotas and 1 Chevrolet. As Hare gets off the bottom groove a little high on corner entry, almost gets into the side of Adam. Adam's able to avoid that, and everyone keeps pointing in the right direction, but that could have got pretty close. Looks like Harris trying to get up in front of the 45, just not enough room to make it work quite yet, but he's keeping it interesting, that's for sure, as he looks to get back around these 2 cars out front. Like I said, I think the place you're going to want to be maybe is on the outside, coming to that checkered flag off of 4 if you have enough help, because that seems to be where the momentum is on the straightaways. These guys get that good run through the corner on the bottom, but then you see the 45, 7, and 20 get a good run down the straightaway. Not this time, because they lost so much on entry to turn number 3 last time through. That's they're just trying to make up that ground, but now it looks like the 8 of Lefano is still out there. He's trying to catch back up to the back of that 20 car. Teammates from the Hillbilly Motorsports stable. Obviously, Dave drives a Toyota here in the Xfinity Series for his own independent sub-team, we'll call it, but still lots of excitement as Dave is the second place points guy. Hera leads the way over Lefano, and then Sean Purcell, and then the driver who isn't with us again tonight. Unfortunately, Don Manning not able to join us for the second week in a row, so he's unable to compete for the championship. So it'll be a three car race trying to get that championship. And interesting enough, it'll be a Ford, a Chevy, and a Toyota battling it down to the final checkered flag at Michigan in a couple weeks. As we go back down the back straightaway, you can see the momentum that the outside line has as they start to pull even with the second place car. This is the furthest up they've got. Usually they got to around Dave's door, and the run stifled because Dave tried to prevent it. Use a little side draft to keep them slowed down. But now that they got that top group, look at that on the outside. They get the great run off of turn 3 and through the travel. Let's see if Adam can hold on and use that momentum to lead a lap. It looks like Justin's going to be able to hold him off this time. Yeah, Justin Horton leads at the line, but as we go down into turns 1 and 2, they're in the right spot, the catbird seat, to lead down potentially this next time by if they can stay in line. But it looks like they're losing a bit of pushing help as Larry drops off the back of the 7. So that just leaves the two teammates from Assault Motorsports in the 45 and the 7 pushing down the back straightaway as that bottom line uses that to advantage to push back out in front. And now they got 4 cars in front of the bottom line has 4 cars in front of the top line, but the top line is gathering it back up now. The 20's close back up on the 7. That's going to help them get that push they need on the outside to keep it going. So we see that these cars are pretty strong no matter what lane you run. Obviously everyone seems to want the bottom, but the top is just as quick if you can make it work. You get enough help and you get it lined up, nose to tail, tail to nose, and you can get that good push off the corner and get that great run down the straightaway. And here they come again. It's just 2 cars now pushing. It's the 45, the 7, the Assault Motorsports teammates of Angerstein and Rodriguez. Down into turn 3 and 4. This is door to door with the second place cars. They obviously drop back because of the longer distance around the corner, but let's see if they can get that great run off. A little unorganized that time through 3 and 4, so they're not going to have the momentum they need to make it up, but the bottom is still holding strong with Horton, Eggman, Hera there holding down that bottom groove, and doesn't look like they're going to give it up for anything. But I'm kind of wondering if Dave's trying to position himself at a point where he's on the inside line using the draft of the most cars down there to keep a good position, and then when the time comes, just rip it up to the top lane and use all that push that these guys are giving on the top to see if he can get it done. But 13 laps to go as we complete lap number 51 that time by, working on 52, so cruising right along here from the Willow Creek Market Garden 175. We're going to take our last commercial break of the evening, and when we come back, we'll bring this right home, all the way home to the finish.
Back to more racing action right after this. This race brought to you in part by Johnny Arnson Designs. Find jewelry creations for 3 generations. Appointments are recommended. You can call 517-669-1944. Once again, that's 517-669-1944. John E. Arnson Designs, 209 South Bridge Street, DeWitt, Michigan. John E. Arnson, creating and designing unique jewelry since 1957.
Is your vehicle looking a little tired? It's Resurrection Detail to the rescue. No job too large or small, Resurrection Detail is ready to put your vehicle back in the spotlight. Take advantage of Resurrection Detail's mobile service and get a service call done on your time. Call 540-894-6411 for estimates and appointments, or simply direct message them on Facebook. Resurrection Detail, bring your vehicle back from the dead.
Now back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.
Welcome back to Talladega Motor Speedway. Nathan Christensen up here in the booth for the All-American Racing League Broadcasting Network. As while you were away, you saw that the outside line had a great push and we're almost up even with the leader. But something happened and Travis bobbled into turn 1, losing all momentum and killing the run completely and dropping them back now to about fourth place for as we have pit stops. Pit stops are coming. Look at these guys slamming on the brakes, trying to get it down to pit road speed. We'll see if we have any speeders. They cross into the pit lane, and everybody is on pit road this time. With 10 laps to go as they're going to cross the line on pit exit, we have a full pit stop. Pit road, sorry. I totally blanked and did not realize that there'd be more pit stops coming. I'm not sure why, but here we are. Everyone's on pit lane. I don't know. Some guy looks like Tiffany only took... some guys taking gas, some guys taking tires, and it looks like most of them only took gas and maybe right sides. Just because it takes the same amount of time to get that tank filled. But Eggman is the one who wins the race off of pit road over Brian Tiffany, Sean Purcell. Back up there in the fourth, Dave Hara, Kyle Purcell, Justin Horton, Christian Delgado, and Dave Lafano now will be in the 8th place car. Adam Angerstein, he seemed to, I think he took 4 because he had a long pit stop. And then Larry Garns, obviously not the best pit stop for that team, 16.10 seconds. So not the best, but looks like as the cars come back up to speed, the 35 and the 04 get a great push around the 2, and they are going to lead us through 3 and 4 after pit stops. So this is really spread out the field, and everyone's kind of single file. We can let's jump up to blimp cam so we can get a better view of how everyone's sitting, as we got some 2x2 battling back here, but for the most part the 2 leaders have kind of got a bit of a gap, about I don't know, half a second over the 3rd place car. But if these guys can get organized back here, they should have the advantage with more cars. And as you can see, they're just eating into that lead right now. They got it down from half second to 2/4 seconds, and look, just like that, the 29 and the 02 go to the outside and look like to make it look like the 35 and the 04 are tied to a pole as they are able to sweep by, as the 02 is able to duck down. But he kind of left the 29, his pushing partner, high and dry out there, wasn't able to clear the 35 car on the bottom. So that leaves the 29 and the 15 up top to work together now as they push through the tri-oval, down through to tri-oval. Looks like Justin Horton's going to use that top line and be able to use that to his advantage. And he cut down now in front of Eggman to leave Hara out high and dry. Yes, he does. Oh, we got contact. Yellow flag. This is the big one. Everybody's involved in this one. Holy camole. Not the best decision there by the 15 car. He did not have room to clear down on that, and he thought he did, and calamity ensued. Let's go back and take a look at this because it is not pretty. Let's see if we can find a good shot of this. Let's go to let's go to this one. So we see down here, these guys have a huge run going down the front straightaway, and then it's at this point right here. Let's see if we can find a better angle of this. I don't know what camera is going to show it, but we'll make it work. I guess this is really the best we got, unfortunately. Let's go back to the zoomed in camera. So right here, they make the decision to go to the bottom, not clear, and Travis is just along for the ride. Just completed his pit stop, trying to get back up to speed, and is not able to avoid the melee of all the cars on the track. Just not clear. The 15 definitely did not have the room to cut down, unfortunately, and he was committed to cutting down, and it turned into what you see here in front of you. Obviously not what everyone wanted to see at all, but the result is a bunch of wrecked equipment, and it looks like the only car to not be involved was the Horton car. And it looks like Adam Angerstein was the one who was riding around back there after his 4-tire stop and was able to make it through. But what a crazy turn of events here with 7 laps to go, as guys are starting to come down pit road. And I don't know what's going to happen. We'll let these guys make their pit stops and use their fast repairs and get fixed what they can, but Man, oh man, that was a big turn of events here in this event. I feel like it was a matter of when, and it was a bad pass attempt by the 15 that put everyone in the wrong spot. So not ideal, but it is what it is at this point. So if we reset the running order right now, you got the 29 of Horton, who was the only car. He was in front of that mess, so he got through clean. And then the 13 of Delgado looks pretty clean, and he made it through. Obviously, Eggman has got some serious bodywork issues, but he doesn't have a fast repair left because he used it up earlier in this event, so he stayed out. Lerfano, he doesn't appear to have any damage on the front, just that damage on the right front of that car that we saw from his earlier incident when he got involved in the second wreck. You got Larry Garnes out there now. He's got his car all ship-shaped and polished up. Adam was another car that wasn't in that lead draft because he took 4 tires on his pit stop and fell back and wasn't there when it all went to heck in a handbasket, so he's in good shape still. Brian Tiffany luckily had his fast repair left, and he's got that Blue Moon beer car back in one piece. Kyle Purcell back out there. He looks to be in good shape. He must have used his fast repair. Dave Harris got the front of his car put back together. And then Tyrone Yo is back out there now. Back on the lead lap. So it took Tyrone 59 laps to get back on the lead lap. But he was able to do it. And he's going to be on the lead lap for this last kind of dash to the end. I guess the person who kind of got the biggest raw end of the deal obviously is the O2 not having a fast repair, so he's unable to fix that car, and he's gonna start up here in third. I don't understand why he didn't pit and drop to at least pit to get out of the way of these guys. It doesn't make sense to me. Not very good sportsmanship, to be honest. Knowing your car is just mangled. Obviously he wants to be in this at the end, but this isn't the way to do it to get your number on the scoring pylon. But regardless, he's going to start in third, and then we're going to have Lerfano in the 8 starting on the outside of him, and then Larry Garnes in 5th in the 20, and then Adam, who was having a good run prior to pit stops and kind of got up in the top groove and lost a bit of his help, and he wasn't able to stay up there, but that was a good thing for him because he's made out okay. But I guess the person who is in the toughest spot right now is the 04. He had to sit in there and fix his damage, and he's still got some damage. Obviously, the rear end and the spoiler's all out of shape, and the pack is going into turn 3, and he's just coming out of turn 2. So hopefully he's able to catch up to these guys as they go slowly through 3 and 4, and we're gonna re-rack the field. We're gonna come to green with 4 laps to go in the Willow Creek Market Garden 175 from Talladega, and we'll see how this plays out over the end. Obviously, we're gonna have some aggressive pushing and shoving. Might not be our last caution of the event, unfortunately. But these guys got to be careful. No one has any fast repairs left, I don't think, other than maybe. Although I don't know if Justin Horton has his because he was involved in that first wreck. Maybe Delgado has one, so I don't know. I think you got to err on the side of caution here. 5 laps to go this time as they cross the line. It'll be 4 to go. We'll take the green on lap 61, and we'll try to see if we can make it through to the end of this one without another incident. But all 12 cars are still running. Green is back out. The leader jumps out in front of the lead, and now it's just a matter of them all trying to get past Eggman in the 02. So it looks like the outside obviously has the momentum, and Garns and Tiffany really got the royal shaft job, being stuck on that inside behind the O2. But now Justin Horton's got a battle on his hands with the Christian Delgado on the outside, up there all by himself. But here comes Dave Hara moving to the outside. He's got a great run on the outside down the back straight, looking to join the back of back bumper Delgado as pushed his way into turn number 3. So now we got three cars deep, two rows wide as they work through 3 and 4. It's Horton, Urfano, Angerstein on the bottom, Delgado, Hara, and Purcell on the outside. Now it looks like Larry Garns wants to get in on the outside pushing. Now Purcell jumps in behind Delgado, forcing Hara to the outside. So he's going to lose that second outside row spot as we have 3 laps to go. Like I said, things are just tension and intensity is just ratcheting up to another level at this point, and they are racing closer together than ever, and just pushing and pushing and pushing, and we'll see if they can make it through these last 3.5 laps. Down the back straightaway, 2.5, sorry, down the back straightaway they go, and into turn number 3. There's still a tight pack up front. We got 5 cars on the inside, 5 cars on the outside, so pretty balanced with who's there and who's going out. And looks like the 29 is pulling to the infield. Not exactly sure what happened there, but that turns the lead over to Christian Delgado. But it looks like Kyle Purcell on the outside is going to get a big push from David Hara to put him in the lead. I think he might have led that lap, and now he dives to the inside, which leaves the 2 Hillbilly Motorsports cars 1-2 back-to-back on the outside with the high line down the back straightaway. So we'll see if Kyle pulls back up in front of them with about a lap and a half to go as we cross the midway point of the back straightaway. Still Kyle Purcell leading the way over Delgado, and now Lerfano on the bottom gets a push, gets the momentum and uses that through the bottom of turns 2 and 3, or 3 and 4, sorry, to get out in front of the other guy, the outside row. Now Lerfano jumps the outside. Christian goes with him. Lerfano back to the inside. Christian stuck on the outside on his own. Now Purcell and Lerfano are on the inside through the triover. Some heavy pushing by Adam now in the middle there. Here's we got the white flag is in the air. This is going to be a good one. Scorers stand by. We're going to need all the help we can get when these cars come back around to the start-finish line. Through 1 and 2 right now. Kyle Purcell leads over Lerfano, who gets up into Delgado, and Delgado spins. And we're going to continue with the race, though, as everything seems to be clean and green on the last lap. There wouldn't be a restart anyway. So now we got the Hillbilly Motorsports cars. 1, 2, 3 on the outside. And Purcell with Angerstein on the inside. Tyrone Yo pushing on the inside. But on the outside, they have the momentum through turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, they're going to start the track down the long front straightaway. We're going to jump up to the tower cam to get the best view of this finish as they work down the front straightaway through the trioval. Looks like Purcell's got the inside line as he's going to hold on, as Kyle Purcell will pick up the win in his return to the series this week. After a couple weeks of missing the event, it's going to be Purcell, Angerstein, Hara, Lerfano, Tyrone Yo, Larry Garns, Brian Tiffany, Jeremy Eggman, Christian Delgado, Sean Purcell round out your top 10. So like I said, after a couple weeks of not racing with us, just not being able to be here, he's going to pick up the victory and come to victory lane and burn it down is the 16 of Purcell. So great finish to that one, everyone. I want to say that they held on to it to the last, to the end. Obviously, there was some contact as they came across the start-finish line, but let's go back and take a look at the finish here. Let's cue this up, and we'll go to, we'll take a look. We'll ride on board, or we'll ride here as they come to the start-finish line. Down to the checkered flag they come, and then Kyle Purcell wins by that much. So great finish to this one. We're going to jump up here to Blimp Cam, and we're going to find ourselves some guys to talk to. So just give me 1 sec. We'll get some guys in the booth. Hey, Dave, it's Nathan up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Nathan. How's it going, man?
Good, Dave. How are you? A strong third place finish. Obviously, we know you wanted to get the win, but third is still pretty good, and you had a good push there at the end and almost had them.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to apologize to the field because, I thought I was clear. I came down across the nose of someone there, and there was a car on the apron. I think it might have been the 7 rejoining the track, and I wrecked the whole field there. But yeah, it was good to be able to get back to third position. On the restart there, that last restart, I think the 04 might have been down on power, and I had to jump to the outside lane to go around them, and make the passes on the outside there to keep going and get momentum here at Talladega. But P3 is pretty good.
It's a good points day. Obviously, you came in as the points leader after your win last weekend, and it looked like from where we were watching, it looked like the outside had the momentum on the straightaways, but the bottom with the short distance around was the place to be for most of the race. But is that the case? Did the outside have an advantage on the straightaways?
Yeah, the momentum was huge. When I had Adam Angerstein behind me pushing me up through the field there on the outside, we were just incredibly fast, and I think every pass I made for the lead today was done on the outside for sure.
All right, well, thanks for joining us up in the booth, and congrats on the third place finish, and we'll see you on Sunday with the truck broadcast here from Talladega.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to shout out the All-American Racing League, Mike over at Blue Gray Plastic Fabrication. I'd also like to shout out you with All-American Sim Racing Network for getting on and broadcasting this for us, and and thanks to Holio Cornhole Boards for sponsoring the series. Thanks again.
No problem. Thanks, Dave. So that was Dave Hillbilly Hara finishing in third. We'll see if we can get a hold of Adam here in second place finisher. Hey, Adam, it's... Ooh. And just as I brought him into the booth, he looks like he disconnected from the server. So, unfortunately, we won't be able to get a word with Adam, but we will be able to get a word with your winner tonight and fellow broadcast colleague, partner for the early part of the year. We'll see if we can get Chris, I thought Christian won. I apologize. Kyle. We'll get Kyle up here. Hi, Kyle. It's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
So after a couple weeks off, you made it back out and were able to be in the right spot at the right time, coming to the checkered flag. So first off, congrats on the win. And what helped you get there?
Well, not the race I expected to have. I spent the entirety of pretty much every caution trying to take care of putting my soup in the fridge that I made. I finished making during qualifying, so just barely made it into the race at all. Ran around the back the entire time to try and stay out of trouble, and then got collected in one, but had that faster pair, so just when it came time to go, I went for it and made a 3-wide move, squeezed my way through, and then got some good pushes. Delgado was working with me, and then Adam at the end was pushing me down the front stretch, so just a lot of good clean bump drafting, and happy to have the people around me that I did.
Yeah, it worked out well for you. Anyone you want to thank for getting you up here to the winner's circle?
I'd like to thank my soup. It's very good. I'd like to thank Adam especially for pushing me there at the end. He could have tried to dive inside and make something happen, but he committed to me and pushed me through, so good teammate there. And then shout out to ARP, my clan, letting me represent them here in the Cornhole series and all the other AARL series. It's good to make them proud.
All right, thanks again, Kyle, and congrats, and have a good rest of your evening and enjoy some soup.
Will do, thank you.
So that was your winner tonight from Talladega. Kyle Purcell scored the victory, and we'll pull up the finish results here so we can take a look quickly at it. You have Kyle Purcell winning by .061 over Adam Angerstein. Dave Hara in third. Dave Lorfano brings it in fourth after milking home a great finish with not all that damage, the front hood damage he had. Tyrone Yo comes back to finish fifth. He ran 60 of 65 laps, 1 lap down. Got the lucky dog on the big calamity caution at the end and was able to score a 5th place for Tyrone. Great results for Tyrone out there tonight. Larry Garnes in the 20 scores a 6th place finish. Brian Tiffany in his Holio Cornhole Board Series debut in the 35 comes home 7th. Jeremy Eggmans finishes in 8th without a front end. The 04 of Sean Purcell finishes in 9th. Christian Delgado, after unfortunate contact there, coming through turns 1 and 2 on the last lap, finishes 10th. Travis Rodriguez, wrong place on the wrong time, gets collected on the apron, not even seeing guys coming, and just gets wiped out there on that big, huge multi-car crash. Justin Horton pulled off to the infield as the race came to an end. And then 2 cars that didn't start with us tonight. So I just want to thank everyone for tuning in and putting up with me for the past 14 weeks. Unfortunately, I won't be here to finish the season. Have some other plans, but I think we're working on some alternative broadcasting people to see if we can get the last 2 races up, and it's going to be one heck of a battle right down to the wire as next week and the week after at Michigan we'll crown our first inaugural Holio Cornhole Board Series champion. So thanks for the great season so far. Obviously continue to tune in next Thursday, and for sure make sure you turn in this coming weekend, Sunday, as the Truck Series goes green from Talladega in their event, and then next Tuesday the Cup Cars do battle for 200 miles here at Talladega. So 2 more Talladega races back to back here, Sunday, Tuesday for the All-American Racing League Series. And I just want to say again, thanks for letting me be part of your evenings on Thursday, and Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time.
Back to more racing action right after this. This race sponsored in part by Graham Collision, professional automotive collision repair specialist. Visit either of their Iowa locations in Waukee and Urbandale for your collision repair and vehicle body work. Like them on Facebook or visit grahamcollision.com. Graham Collision, unparalleled support, unbeatable assistance. For the best selection of quarter midget parts online, look no further than FMI Racing. FMI Racing, helping racing enthusiasts everywhere achieve new levels of performance and quality in their vehicles with parts and gear. Give them a call at 770-720-1003 or visit fmiracing.com. 2092 Harmony Drive, Canton, Georgia. FMI Racing. Now back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.